Goldman Sachs selling their equity position, basically dumping on retail. Morgan Stanley coming out and saying that they're expecting a 20% drop coming in the next couple of quarters in the overall market, and they have a price target for the S&P 500 of about 3,900. And then they come out and make statements, and we'll pull up that article from Zero Hedge on exactly why they think that is. It's just, we're in a really weird situation right now, and I think it's going to get real interesting. What's up, Ben? How we doing tonight, everybody? Yo, Vix, what's your prediction for tomorrow? Go down more than up Monday, or do we see our first nice Friday? Actually, I think the options are going to tell a very interesting story. We've been talking about the options chain and how it really plays into effect with everything, and why it actually matters on how many contracts are where for like the past week. Ben Levine actually brought that up the first time in order for us to actually get into this, but let's take a look. So there's a bunch of puts right here. 35 is going to be a very interesting level, because if we get close to 35 or under it, we can see right now we're trading at 36.50 in the after hours. Right as we came on, we started to dip. But look here. So in order to delta hedge these 9,700 puts or 9,800 puts, they're going to have to short the stock in order to cover them. Now, here's the other thing. If we start bouncing tomorrow, they don't need all of these 38s, so they can buy back a lot of those shorts there at 39, at 40. They can start doing that. Now, when we switch to the call side, 16,000 contracts expire in the money at 40. So if we can push above 40 midday to the end of the day tomorrow, we could really rip. So it really depends on what like where we end up going. Nothing has changed. Shorts haven't covered. Very true, Jim. Yeah, it becomes more momentum either way, says Ben. 100%. Yeah, we had a lot of wild stuff today. This whole dark pool thing is crazy. What's up, STV? Here for the good times and also the long time. Thank you, Protein Shake. Boop, boop. All right. Shout out, Vix. We appreciate your time and knowledge, my man. Thank you, Robert. All right. Let's get into all of this. So do you guys want to do some dark pool stuff first, short squeeze stuff first, state of the market first? Now, I think one of the most important things right now is the overall state of the market. But dark pools are probably number 2 on that list. So whatever you guys want to start with, we can go for it. Also, when you think about the hashtag that was being shared around, if you don't know what a dark pool is, a lot of people were very confused by that hashtag. Call options always a big factor right now. The more the money, the better. Best case call calls best. Yeah. So Don, also, if you have a bunch of puts that go from in the money to out of the money, and like, you got to think about how they're delta hedging. I'm going to keep bringing this up because in order to delta hedge the puts, they have to short the stock. So if they don't need those puts and the puts start to expire out of the money, or they're looking like they're going to expire out of the money, what do? Well, they don't need those short positions, so they just buy them back. Go right down the list. All right. Dark pools. So I've been seeing a lot of things that are saying that the dark pool volume today was like over 70 to 75%. That is insane to have that high of a volume on the dark pool in a given day. It's just nuts. Like, that should not happen. Ron Allen, thank you for the super chat, man. How are you doing? Theory, you have dark pools, no price discovery. Puts allow hedge funds to make money and reduce the margin requirement. Long game to play. Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, obviously, if the dark pool volume is so high, they're like it's like thinking about the FTDs. This is how I think about it. It's like, well, people are going to be trading in the dark pools no matter what, but at the same time, the volume shouldn't be that high. Same thing with the FTDs. Failure to delivers are going to occur, but when there's such a high amount of them, like, it just suggests that something wild is going on. Like, they could be buying in the dark pool, selling on the open market, and what that essentially does for them is it allows them to like here come the air quotes, short the stock without actually entering into a short position because the buying volume isn't getting factored in right away, but the selling volume would be because they actually have the shares. But thank you for the super, Ron. Heard it was 91. Yeah. Okay. Are you guys looking at the minute by minute or the total amount for the day? Because I see that there's that minute by minute one. But yeah, shoot me some screenshots if you guys have them. I've been looking around. Let's see. $91% when Fidelity shut down. Whew. That's insane. Like, that shouldn't happen. 91, 97. Either way, it shouldn't even be close to over 50. Like, I heard the other day, it was like, yeah, if it's over 50%, you know something wild is going on. It's like, okay, also, if the stock is on the threshold list, you know something weird is going on. So here's the thing. A lot of people who maybe not so, like, don't understand exactly what's going on with this movement right now, there are a couple of things that you need to understand. One, it's very hard to prove naked shorting or having synthetic shares out there and basically counterfeit shares that should not exist in the market. But what you can deduce from that is, well, let's see what we can prove. FTDs. You know that AMC's gotten on the threshold list, so there's been a wild amount of FTDs in a consecutive period. Now, FTDs don't necessarily mean naked shorting, but when they're that high of an amount, it suggests that naked shorting is highly probable. So there's that one. Number two is the manipulation of the stock. So when you're thinking about the manipulation of the stock, it's like, well, how do we know that they're manipulating it? We see the price fluctuate, but why wouldn't that just be normal sellers and buyers? Well, we know that the dark pool volume is absolutely insane right now, and we know that it's not very transparent at all. And we know that they can manipulate the stock through the use of dark pools. So there's another thing. So that's really the two things that you should really understand, and that there's about 4.1 million individual retail investors. Let's see. SEC is complicit. I mean, they most likely are not. They're just trying to do the best they can. But again, we don't know exactly what they're doing. We've heard that they're probably investigating right now. But again, those investigations are going to take so much time. Hey, Vix, can the SEC pause dark pool trading? They paused the dark fibers, which basically cuts off the data going into the dark pools, I'm pretty sure. Let me look. Let's look at this. Maybe something different. Yeah, the dark pool is ridiculous. It's insane. Korean Youth says, when I first saw and heard you, I thought, great, another young buck, but I am glad that I gave you a fair shake. You know your sharp. Thank you. Oh, we have Citadel in the chat. Ron Allen, thank you so much for that super chat, man. FTDs lead to threshold list, 13-day time starts, and hedge funds sell to another hedge fund to reset the clock. Very long game. Agree with you. Market event will fix this. Yeah. So when you think about FTDs, though, it's really the prime brokers that need to figure them out. They need to be the ones that cover the FTDs. Also, if you guys don't mind just hitting that like button, just helps out with the YouTube algorithm. So thanks to all you guys who already hit it and who are going to hit it. Yeah, there were a lot of things that were involved in the run-up in June. There was the technical breakout. There was all of those options. FINRA fined Virtue $250K last year. Yeah, so we were going to go over that Citadel fine yesterday. It looked like it was recent because here's the thing. July 21st was yesterday, and that fine came July 21st, 2020. So they got fined $700,000 by basically hiding orders in the dark pool. So there's just some proof and evidence that they're doing this. Let's let's see. Light tap the like button. Thanks, Ben Levine. What's up from Kentucky? Yeah. You're right, Sean. It doesn't have anything to do with computers. You're right. I mixed that up. Loco, what's up, man? Alternate trading facilities like Citadel, Connect, and Virtue should not exist. They seem unregulated. So the main purpose of these dark pools is in order to not influence the market. The reason why they don't want to influence the market is because these large institutions have such massive positions. So this is the argument for dark pools, and then we've already gone over the argument against them. But basically, what they want to be able to do is execute large buy or sell orders without working against themselves. So let's say, like, again, we use this example a lot, but we can do the other side of this now too. Say an institution wants to buy $1 billion of a stock, but they want to do it like quickly because they like the price that the stock is at right now, but they don't want to wait and see what happens with the price. So what would happen if they executed that on the exchange is think about this. So they would have to put in really big buy orders to get filled in order to completely fill their $1 billion order. So what happens is they wipe out all of the sell orders that are right here. We can see it on the level 2. So let's just take a look at this. So let's say they wipe out the orders at 60 or at 36.45 just for AMC for an example. They wipe out these, each 5-cent increment up, and they just keep going. So they're taking out all of the sell orders and just stepping it up because people are going to be upping their sell orders and they're going to keep going like that, which is it's going to increase the price. So it's going to mess up how well they're going to be able to get filled. So what they do then is they just go to the dark pool instead. They can fill their order. If there's another buyer, doesn't affect the market. They get their position. They sometimes pay a premium because when you think about it, if they were to go do that order on the exchange, maybe it would cost them 5% more. So maybe on the dark pool, they'll pretty much trade right in or around. Like if they're going to do it on the OTC, there's a certain range that you can trade in. So the highest range that I've seen is 30%, but that's for like OTC penny stocks that are under $1, and it's going to be super illiquid on those over-the-counter markets. So it could be like a 5% spread, but they're going to take it maybe 1 to 2% higher, but they're still getting a better fill than what they would have had if they went to the open exchange. Donnie, thank you for the Superman. Thinking about changing my name to Rogue's wife's boyfriend. Think Broski would laugh about it or get mad? Forget it. I'll just call him and get a laugh. Donnie, he'd probably laugh at it for a second and then get a little bit mad, but that would be funny. If they only go through lit exchanges, the level 2 would be so much larger. Yeah, it would. You would see so many orders. Vix, I'm out of the options. Will them drag us down to 30 by the dip? Enjoy next week. That one was kind of confusing. What stops them from covering in the dark pool? Well, they need people to sell to them in the dark pool. So there'd have to be so much volume. So it wouldn't be like them just messing with it in the dark pool. Because what they're doing is they're just trying to do some weird stuff to manipulate it. Eventually, though, those orders will get reflected on the exchange. We'll see the price increase because they're going to be trading such wild volume because those orders do end up getting reflected to the New York Stock Exchange of that they're supposed to get reported to the exchanges on what the stock is trading at eventually. Citadel's actually been fined in the past for delaying the reporting of some of those orders. Should be using limit orders to buy so they cannot manipulate our orders. Laura, yeah. So with a limit order, you're basically saying, I want to buy at this price or lower. With a market order, you're saying, hey, fill me at whatever the market price is. So if it's a super volatile stock like AMC can get, and it's flickering around, let's say the stock has a wild candle. Let's pull it up. Let's see if we can find one. Maybe in the after hours, it'll be better. So let's just say there's a wick goes all the way up here. Now, if you're entering into a market buy, you could just get filled all the way up here, but then it jumps right back down to the normal trading price. Why is no one bringing evidence on the dark pools? Someone out there has to have it. Are you talking about like a weird price that they could be trading at? We've been over that a lot. I get my first shill of the night. This is fun. Boom. Let's see. So because they don't get reflected right away, Srikar. So what happens is that we know that in the dark pools, here's what Stephanie actually told us. This is why everybody needs to pay attention to what Stephanie is saying, especially right now, because she's the expert on this. She uses the dark pools to trade. So one of the really important things that she said was when you basically put out an order in the dark pool, it won't actually get reflected into the volume unless it's completely filled. So what if they just say, hey, they have agreements that are like, yeah, just don't fill it all the way so it doesn't get reflected. So then it's still an outstanding order. They could get 99% of their shares filled, 99% of their order filled, but it may not get reflected into the volume. Ron Allen, thank you for the super. For dark pool, if you are a market maker Citadel, and if you sale to you as a hedge fund Citadel, I think you could buy on the dark pool. That was my thought earlier. Ron, I'm not sure what you're saying there. Let's see. No, I don't mean the price is different. They can't cover their shorts unless there are sell orders for them to buy. Exactly. New NSCC filing over rehypothecation 803 and 010. Interesting. So if you guys don't know what rehypothecation is, there's like two ways to really think about it. One is when you're a large institution, when you rehypothecate, you could be using your customers' accounts. So say I am a really high net worth individual and I have a Goldman Sachs investment account. They can then post that money that isn't theirs as collateral for their positions. That's one way of rehypothecating. The second way is when you're thinking about how the short interest can get so high. So it's when the same set of shares is getting loaned out multiple times, because let's say I own the shares, my broker loans them out to a hedge fund, the hedge fund sells them to short the VIX sitting over here. Then short the VIX's broker then loans those shares out to another hedge fund, and then they sell them on the open market to short the VIX 3. So all three of us own the same 100 block of shares, but the short interest jumps up. So it's like technically creating fake shares. Marissa thinks there's billions of synthetic shares. Yeah, it's entirely possible. We don't really know. Oh, what's up, Fuzzy? Shout out the mods. Let's see. Yep, and TMI has got 1 week. Oh, it's a Steve Young poster. Sounds like synthetic VIX. Yeah, true. All right, let's see. We're going to get into all of this market stuff too, because it is getting steamy. Oh, there's Tyler. Tyler always catching me on something. Yeah, it's Steve Young. Someone let that dog in. You guys can hear him? Yeah, he's being loud. Do we have any results from what happened Tuesday with the Big Green Day? We can do an Ortex update. Remember, I think it was last night, right? When we were looking at Ortex and then it just switched on us and I thought I was crazy. Okay. Ortex is just showing right now an increase in the short interest of 1.92%. The current short interest is at about 14.64%. But again, as we talked about before, this is mainly just a little baseline for what the short interest could potentially be. So on Tuesday, we saw 4.59 million shares returned. The weird thing is that the utilization is at 83.56%, but we've seen the shares on loan go to this 92, 93 million range before. So how is the utilization dropping so low? One, this might be a little bit inaccurate, or somehow the prime brokers or the people who are loaning out the shares, all of these institutions, are finding more shares to put out on loan, which makes the overall basket of shares that they can loan out higher. Is there a divide in the YouTube community regarding Ortex? I don't think so. I mean, everybody pretty much understands right now that, one, they only get 85% of the total market data. And two, we know that our data can be manipulated, and the fines for underreporting short interest are like zero. Like, it's under $1 million every time. STV, are you having any guests on tonight? Absolutely. I sent the link out to the boys. Let's see when they can pop on. And we will get it going. There's going to be an update to the filing too. I assume could be tonight. Are you talking about the new re-up application rules? Hey, STV, has dark pool trading ever been stopped or limited in the past for any stock for any reason? Have not. I mean, the numbers have probably been this high, but I'm not sure if it's ever been like halted. Yeah, Timothy, they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to be able to do that. Ron Allen, thank you so much for the Superman. Hypothetically, billions of FTDs, if not tracked. If not tracked, how we know covered? Are they paying interest? Suggested make an interest calc for shares. So what I think you're saying is, how are we going to know if they're covering the FTDs? So an FTD could be a synthetic share that they basically create that they're not paying the borrow fee rate on. But the naked shorts, if they're just not meeting the locate requirements, they should still be paying the borrow fee rate. But the synthetics, no, because they're creating them out of that differential, like the little difference in the put call parity. But thank you so much for the super chat, Ron Allen. Let's see. All right, let's get into some more questions, and I'm going to work on pulling up some things we need to go over. What is going on with the market? Because I know some of you guys don't like to look at the market and only like to focus on AMC, but the overall market is telling us a really interesting story. And we're hearing a lot of things coming out from Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. Let's see. Can you check out the SEC filing and break it down to me? Send me the link to it, KJ. What's up, Chris? All right, so we got those two right here. And then we need this. All right. First things first, 10-year Treasury. It's on a little bit of a bounce right now. People might be thinking overall that we might be in somewhat of a recovery. Ron Allen, thank you so much for another super chat, man. Precisely, how do we know they have covered synthetic shares if they aren't tracked? Well, they're on everybody's books. We may not know, but we will see it reflected in the price action. It's like we don't know. It's like we don't know what the actual short interest is or if they're actually covering. We're only going to really see that reflected in the share price. If they start covering in a really widespread fashion, then we're going to know. The price action is going to go parabolic. So 10-year Treasury. what this is essentially tracking for us is the flow of money from risky investments to low risk investments. So when we see the 10-year treasury yield go down, it means that the prices of the bonds are going up. Now, when the price of something goes up, most likely it means that people are bidding them up, which means that people are going from risky investments to less risky investments. And that means that people are losing faith in the overall market. So what we've seen over the last couple of months is the 10-year treasury yield really start to decrease. It went from the highs in the 1.7 range, and it's now in the 1.28, 1.2 range. So it's on a little bit of a bounce right now. So people might be thinking when the 10-year treasury yield starts to go up, that's a sign of economic recovery. But we've seen this many times in the past. It'll come down, bounce, down, bounce. So we're in that little bounce phase right now. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with this. But when we're looking at the 10-year treasury, it means people no longer have a lot of confidence in the market. Now we take a look at what we looked at for Goldman Sachs. So many freaking ads on this thing. So basically, Goldman Sachs dumped 25% of their equity positions onto retail investors. Yeah, fake out, exactly. Like when we pull up the S&P right here, we saw a massive bounce off these lows. So this little rally that we've had after we had that massive red day, little bit of a fake rally in my opinion. Because if we know that Goldman is selling, and we know that people at Morgan Stanley are saying, yeah, we're expecting a 20% decrease. And let's look at some of the other things that they were saying. So this is from a Morgan Stanley, basically executive or an analyst. So if our narrative and framework are correct, price to earnings ratios, which is a big part in how stocks are valued, should start to fall sharply over the next few months, bringing the index closer to our year-end target of 3,900. Now, he also goes on to say it's the weakest we've ever witnessed, with the S&P making new all-time highs. More specifically, there are more stocks making new 52-week lows than highs when looking at the broad universe of stocks in the US market. So somehow the major indexes are starting to run away. And then we have real estate. What's up, Supermom? Yeah, for all you new, everybody that's just joining in now, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button, it just helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Bubble about to pop. It could. Fix, you might want to raise your monitor higher so you're not looking down. It will help your posture. Yeah, I know. I could just do this, but then I just get tired. So then we have the reverse repo market, which is just telling us that the Fed has overcooked everything. Right here, 73 counterparties, basically 900 billion in reverse repos. We're going to try to get Houston Wade on here eventually because he's got a really interesting insight theory onto what happens to banks when they're no longer going to do this. Basically, when interest rates start to rise, they're going to take very significant losses. The filing is 369 pages long. Yeah, I don't think I'll be reading that on stream then. We're long overdue for a bear market. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of just putting off the bear market from 2008. Like we saw the crash. Housing went through the floor. Yeah, 91% is ridiculous for the dark pool. Brian says, I see a STV live. I violently hit that ravishing like button. Thank you. Ben's going through it tonight. What's going on, Ben? Let's see. They don't want retail bears making money either. So the second bears pile on, they flip the switch and bounce it back up and take their money. Yeah. And what they're probably also looking at doing is to keep sentiment in the market while they're dumping their positions. Because you don't want to sell at a lower price. So if retail starts to get scared, then they remove the bids. They remove the bids, they have nobody to really sell it to. So if retail starts buying less, there's going to be less buyers. So the other big buyers that they would have is institutions, but the other institutions want to do the same thing. They want to sell. They don't want to buy. Jesse, thank you so much for the Superman. Can you talk about the Treasury General account eventual decrease to 450 billion in the reverse repo market? Do you think as 450 is approached, the reverse repo decrease exaggerating the collateral crisis? I'd have to take a deeper look into that, Jesse. But what I am expecting right now is, think about this. This is how I view the reverse repo market. When you think about all of these banks, a lot of them are lenders of shares for other institutions to short. They're collecting the borrow fee rates. They're upping and decreasing the margin requirements. But what you have to remember is that the banks have too much cash right now. So that cash is now a liability on their balance sheet, which means they have to pay out more interest on it. So here's the thing. The Fed is basically giving them a way out right now. They can get rid of that cash, maintain these regulatory requirements that they need to. But here's the thing when the music stops. Now the banks don't have anywhere to put that cash. So they still have too much cash and they don't want it. But there's a lot of over-leveraged institutions that if their positions go against them, they then get margin called. And in order to fulfill that margin call, it could be cash, treasuries, or other securities that qualify as collateral. But the banks don't really want it. So it may not even matter if the over-leveraged funds can generate this liquidity if the reverse repos end up stopping, because the banks are just going to be like, nope, we're delevering everybody. We can't take this much more cash. Ron Allen, thank you for the super. YouTube burying AMC updates, seeing week old posts. They've done that in the past. LB, thank you so much for becoming a member. Yes, if you guys don't know, we do have a little membership program. If you don't want to join it, don't do it. But basically what you're going to get is the updates first on the things that TMI and I are working on together. So you guys will get notified first and have first access to everything. STV pays us in pennies. That's funny. I'm channeling additional likes through the dark like button. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's just the new investors to this that they're shaking off. Yeah, so there was a guy, Ehor from S3. They kind of do their own short interest reporting, and a lot of that's reflected on Bloomberg. And what they had to say, their analysis on the jump in price that we saw was that the shorts that entered in the $50 or $60 range were beginning to cover because they saw that they couldn't push the price down below 30. So they're like, well, we'll take this gain, cover our shorts. But they probably weren't the shorts that we're focused on. They might have just been normal shorts, not these wild over-leveraged shorts that everybody is suspecting are out there with the naked and synthetic positions. It would be very similar to what we would see if the market makers had to like unhedge those puts that they were delta hedging. So there are going to be shares that are sold short, but when they buy them back, we are going to see an increase in buying volume and then an increase in the share price, but it's not the covering that we're looking for. Rhode Island, thank you so much for the super. STV just crashing the party. What's good, brother? Nothing much. How's your silver doing? Vix, do you think it's possible to come up with a number to close how many shares are being traded just using math and all the data that we have now? Ben, I do think that it's theoretically possible for us to come up with a number. I've seen a lot of calculations of people trying to figure out and do some ratios and some pretty solid statistics, and all of those numbers have come out above 2 billion shares. But here's the thing, we're never going to really know for sure. Like, I've seen estimates, but they're just estimates. It's like Ortex. It's like, well, this is what we're seeing, but we don't necessarily know if it's true. We have other ways of kind of looking at the situation with like the FTDs and the dark pool to get a better insight into what is going on. How this market stays afloat astounds me. So much corruption. Yeah, Turtle. It's nuts. Yeah, Ben says his math said 2.7 billion, but I'm not a math expert. Yeah, it could be. It's very possible. We don't really know, though. There's no way we could find out. Yeah, there's really no way. So here's the way that you would actually have to find it, be able to find it out. If there was a vote that was run like how it should be, like if all votes were counted, everybody who owned a share got to vote by that date, then yes, and that number was reported. But that's not really how it happens. All of the proxy companies that run these votes know how many votes that they're supposed to get in. And when they get more votes, they just trim off the top to make the numbers work. So I'm going to try to help everybody with the hype going into the shareholder meeting. I personally don't think they're going to come out and be like, yep, we have 5 billion shares out there. There's a chance of it if the proxy companies actually run the vote how it should be run, but we just don't know for sure. And that information comes with from West Christian. Oh, here we go. What's up, buddy? I think you're on mute. Rogue is muted. We got Rogue in here, guys. You're muted.
You can't hear me?
Now I can.
I was mouthing words, but I wasn't actually talking. I was joking. Well, at first I did mute myself, and then I played it off like I was doing that.
Do not mute Rogue. It wasn't my choice. Rogue did that to us. It was Rogue's fault. It's always Rogue's fault.
Do not mute.
Rogue, what do you think about this dark pool BS? With it's like over 70%. I've even seen it at like 90% dark pool volume.
I know, yeah. Actually, Randall covered that in one of his videos just recently. I have to watch that because I watched the beginning part and then I had to jump off. But I watched like the beginning, and I think in the first part of it, it actually says that the dark pool volume, it was 73%, obviously, for that day. But for one specific period in that time, there was a dark pool trade that was 93 or 91%.
That's ridiculous.
Of that volume, and I don't really know what I'm talking about, but there was something
91%
on there that said
at 12:18 p.m. is what we're saying.
That's what it was. There you go.
5K a share on the dark pool? No.
Randall should come on here.
No. I messaged him. Let me see.
Fuck is this guy? I didn't swear.
Nothing from Randall. Yeah. Okay. There's no evidence that suggests that the stock is trading at 5,000 a share on the dark pool. 0.
No, there's none. It's all speculation.
It's fun to speculate.
It is, and it's good to speculate too. It's just, everyone needs to understand that speculation isn't fact. This is the way I look at it. Any new theory that comes out, it's a theory until proven fact. But it's cool to run with that theory and to think that, this could possibly be happening. But don't just automatically assume that it's happening.
Yeah.
Because then you don't want to be like thinking that this theory is happening, and then all of a sudden you're like, it's disproven, and you're like, oh, well, I thought that was fact. but no, it's good to have theories. Just don't have all your eggs in one basket.
Somebody
Like it like
says,
that.
Justin says we need to put down the jug of stupid juice and come back to reality
down-
while speculation is what
put
you do
down-
with a bottle of scotch. I honestly thought, Justin, you were talking about my gallon of water. I was like, hey.
It's because like for us,
No, he's saying he's talking about the 5K a share on the dark pool.
well, yeah, like what
there's no
I'm saying is like for us, for all the people that are doing DD and doing and putting information out there, you got to think about it like this. If you're constantly putting out theories and that's like the first thing people say, like see the new people coming into it, they're going to think we're like conspiracy theorists. You know, as long as there's facts that back up the majority of it, then there you go. I mean, then they're not going to be assuming that. But if it's
Somebody
just theory
said,
on top of theory, you know,
why pay 5K when you can pay 37? True. We're not going into my dark pool theory. We're not doing it.
why not?
I didn't even
Hey,
see
man,
the jug
it's
of
fine.
water. Yeah, Justin, you're good, buddy.
That's why I literally stay away from Reddit now.
Okay, Jody. So here's the thing. If you're talking about Citadel Connect and the article from 2015 says it's not reported to FINRA, we're going to pull this up right now. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. Because that information right there, I do not believe is correct. So we're going to prove it, and let's get into it. So let's do it. All
Okay,
right,
Sean.
right here, and then here we go. All right, we have this we need. All right, I'm pulling this up as fast as I can.
Are we doing DD
yeah.
right here, right now?
No, I'm just trying to show people that it. Okay, here we go. Here's one. Wait. Right here. Come on now. All right, right. Apogee. FINRA. Oh, where'd you go?
What are you trying to do?
Okay, here we go. This article right here that everybody's talking about with Citadel Connect is from 2015. It says, unlike Apogee, Citadel Connect is not classified as an alternative trading system, meaning it's not technically a dark pool, and it says does not report volumes to FINRA. But when we look over here at the FINRA OTC transparency data, so this is OTC non-ATS. This is what Citadel Connect would fall under. And when we look at this, the data starts from December 2020. So it looks like they now have to report their data to FINRA. Does that make sense to you guys? So
is that just as of December 2020?
that's the farthest back that I can go.
Isn't that a little peculiar? Check a different stock.
No. This is no stock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's no stock on here, and it's December 2020. But we
Is that just for? Is that for the over the counter? That's non-ATS. What about ATS?
So this is what Citadel would fall. What do you call it? Connect would fall under. When we go to ATS data, you got to go to tier 2, and it's like weekly volume. So we can just pull up something random here. Oh, maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's this one.
It's that one, yeah.
And this is not as accurate as actually looking at the dark pool data. So it should be right here. Boom. 60 million shares. That's what they have on the ATS. So this is the dark pool data that's getting reported to FINRA. Doesn't really look too... So this, what we're looking at right here, is supposed to be dark pool. Then OTC non-ATS are like those Citadel Connect ones.
Someone said, Rogue, tomorrow is full moon. Matt called it the buck moon. So get ready for 50 to 60 push-up day.
Oh, boy.
All right. Hey, I'm down for that. I will be 100% down for that.
All right. No spamming. Timeout. What if every ape requested a QSIP from our brokers? Would it help anything? So here's the thing I've heard brought up a lot of times. I looked into this back in April and May, It was either April or May. A lot of people are saying, what if we request the actual stock certificate for our shares?
Oh, okay.
You can't, though.
Mm-hmm.
There is no paper system. So when you Google, let's see.
Sean, you're just too funny.
What's up?
Sean Hunt.
Oh yeah. So when you Google AMC stock certificate, they basically come out and say, hey, there's no we don't offer paper certificates. It's on like the book order entry system, which is like an electronic system that's held by guess who? The DTCC. So like you wouldn't really be able to tell, because if you ever watch the Wall Street Conspiracy documentary, they don't know what they have. Like the DTCC isn't looking. They just hold some of it. They're supposed to know, but they don't. Donnie, thank you so much for another super chat, man. SCV, say hi to Broski for me. Gotta go walk the dog and kids so I can put them to bed. Awesome, Donnie.
Oh,
Good luck, man.
Donnie. What's up, Donnie? I talked to him a little bit earlier.
Yeah, reverse repo at 900 billion today. Whew. Whew. That reverse repo is spiking. I wonder if there's any way to build a site and verify how many shares we all own. Then the only way to do that is to ask every single retail investor to be 100% honest about how many shares they own, and we have to create like a ledger, which I don't think people would do that.
Yeah,
and then
I don't think that's a good idea either.
To do it too.
Right. You don't. There's a huge thing where people don't want to give away what their position is because they don't want the hedge funds to hear what they're saying.
And there's like legal issues over it.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to. I don't think I've ever shown anything.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I got my silver certificates back when I worked at Windstream back in 2007. Yeah, they used to do it. It actually might have been up to 2015. Let me look.
I'm just holding an amount where I can change my life. I literally almost swear, but I didn't.
Yeah. But thank you. Everybody's already, like, I think everybody's in like YouTube jail now. It's insane.
It's terrible.
Okay, so Book Entry Securities. This is the platform, or basically how they operate now. Book Entry Securities are investments such as, I'll just pull it up so you guys can see. That would be a lot more fun for everybody, wouldn't it? So you guys can read along with story time with Short the Vix. All right, here we go. Book entry securities are investments such as stocks, bonds, whose ownership is recorded electronically. Book entry securities eliminate the need to issue paper certificates of ownership. Book entry securities are settled by the Depository Trust Company, which is the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation's central securities depository. An investor receives a statement providing evidence of ownership instead of a stock certificate. Dividend payments, interest payments, and cash or stock payments due to a reorganization are processed by DTC and transferred to the appropriate investment bank or broker to deposit in the account of the securities holder. So what this is basically saying here is that, yeah, they track everything, but at the end of the day, if they do some sort of reorganization, a dividend, interest payment, something like that, that's one of the only ways that you can actually track it. And that's kind of where TMI has a theory on like share offerings that actually gets interesting. STV, they could have dropped the price 10% today. They didn't, so the SSR would not be triggered tomorrow because they will hammer on the price tomorrow, knowing paper hands will be jumping out of options. Okay, so Srikar, what you have to understand is that options, when you buy and sell them, do not affect the overall stock price. However, I have seen cases in the past where massive call sweeps will come in. Like you'll see like call sweep, and then the stock will start to run, but that's just people looking for call sweeps and then buying up the shares. Or it's the institutions delta hedging them.
You know who else has a good theory?
Who?
I don't even think it's a theory. I think it's just a good statement. Houston Wade about
Houston Wade's a smart guy.
About a dividend. I'm not gonna butcher it, but he basically he stated something that would help AMC.
Right.
And he wants Adam Aaron to take a look at it.
The bots are getting upgrades. Yeah, that might be
Oh
what they're
yeah.
doing tonight, huh?
I mean, the bots upgraded their own floor from 100 to 300.
Yeah, the bots are so stupid. Like the
So,
funniest. Okay, if you guys were in here the other night, we always have a lot of fun. But I went on a little bit of a rant when we were talking about that LinkedIn post, being like, "Well, why would you trust somebody that just like took a test a bunch of years ago? And the fact that they took a test and have the certification is why you're trusting their information." It's the same thing as like not everybody who graduates college with like a degree is like a credible source. And then all of the bots started saying, "Hey, I went to college." Ken Griffin went to college or something. It is like very smart and you should sell at this price. And I was like, guys, like the bots are literally just being stupid.
That's funny. We got a bots party. Oh,
Any thoughts on why GameStop and AMC charts look identical? I don't think it's possible without manipulation of some sort. Yeah. I mean, one, it's algos. It's like the same algos at these big institutions trading them. And they're just basically doing the same thing to both. So let's look at the 3-month.
oh yeah, you can look at the whole the year for both of them.
Year to date or 1 year?
Probably the 1 year, and you'll see the same type of movements.
Why is this being stupid?
Here, let me check. Year to date. I think it's year to date. No,
All right.
maybe 1
Year
year.
to date would basically just be this right here. Right here. So spike.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
spike.
I think that
Down.
was a bad
It's
way.
pretty similar. It's not identical,
But
but
if you break it down from probably like every month, 1 month at a time, it's pretty much the same exact chart, the same exact stock at that point, but not.
let's see.
So maybe not the year to date, maybe just a 3 month.
Becky says now I don't want to know what happened. The bots basically just listened to what I said and then just started saying something that I basically just disproved. And I was like, guys, come on now. Oh, here we go. I got another. This is my second shill of the night that I get. Perfect. It's always fun hunting shills at night.
So you're about to say shilling.
AA doesn't want to, won't do a dividend. Yeah, he can't do a dividend right now. Like they as a company, they cannot issue a dividend.
Yeah, it's not possible. So if you look at the 3 month, if you look at 3 months for both of them, you'll see the similarities.
Eh. They're pretty similar. It's more like on a day-to-day basis I see it. Like they all
Yes.
move in tandem, which really suggests to me
It's
algo.
because it's clumped up into one piece of data for like the 3 months, you know.
Right.
But yeah, if it's like a day to day, if you see a drop in one of the stocks, you're probably gonna see the same drop at the same time in the other stock. And for the longest time, it was AMC, GameStop, and some other meme stocks,
Yeah.
even Sundial.
Yep. KJ, the reason why is because they have a lot of debt. How much debt? Might have to write a check to AA. Okay, at one point it was like 5 billion, but they paid a bunch of it off.
Yeah,
So I think we're gonna get a better understanding of where they're actually at and their earnings coming up in the first 2 weeks of
Right.
August. We don't have a
I
confirmed date yet,
think
but we have August 5th as the estimated date.
I think they're still in debt, and remember the money that they basically made from all the different things that they've done. I think they put that towards the 2 new theaters that they bought. You remember the two
They
new
did.
ones,
Yeah,
the
the 2
Americana
theaters,
and
they
the other
did
one?
that. They entered into the equipment purchase agreement with Cinedigm for streaming service, which was very
Yes.
interesting. And then they also,
Yes.
I think they paid off some of their debt as well. So Let's see what happens. I think AMC, with the position they're in right now, is in a good position to beat earnings because the same analysts that are coming out and saying AMC is terrible have to have to give AMC a fair estimate on how much money they're going to make in the quarter. So
Yeah,
if
you
you think
remember Penny
AMC is
Guy?
terrible, give it the lowest expected EPS that you can. The average EPS on AMC, if you institutions actually think it's a terrible company, put your estimated EPS and revenue through the floor and see what happens.
Remember Penny Guy?
Yeah, you guys are going nuts. The last share offering we were going to vote on would have got them debt free. That's TMI ended up bringing that up to me. So that's like the little debate. It's like, well, if they ended up issuing all of those 500 million shares and they raised all that money, paid off the debt, what would have happened was that the share price of AMC would have plummeted because there would have been so much selling volume every single day on the market that the buying volume, like, it wouldn't have been able to catch up because they would have spaced it out and the stock would have decreased. Because when you increase the supply of something, let's just say there's like a scarce good and there's two of them. It's like fine art. If you find out that if you previously think that there's one original piece of fine art, but then there's another one, then the value of yours goes down because it's less scarce. So that's what would have happened with AMC. But here's the thing. They would have raised all that money, could have paid off their debt, issued a dividend, and we could have squeezed by now. That's the pros and cons. Even if they did become debt-free, that doesn't mean they would issue a dividend. It's true. But why would GameStop be issuing an NFT crypto, if potentially? Obviously to get the shorts away. And because here's the thing, the shorts, the goal of like shorting AMC is to try to get them bankrupt. So they don't want all of these over-leveraged shorts, these synthetic shares, these naked shorts coming into their stock because it hurts them. Because if they need to raise capital, they want to do it at the highest price possible. And if the shorts puts the share price down, it starves them for capital. So they don't want them in their stock. Do they ever really need to cover? Yeah. Margin requirements. If they can't meet their margin requirement, forced liquidations, forced share recalls. Yeah, they do. Eventually, yes. Yeah, that's the other thing too. If you bankrupt a company with if a company goes bankrupt when you're shorting it, you don't actually have to pay capital gains because it's still technically an open position is the way I look at it because you never actually close out. They will have to cover because eventually this isn't going to be justifiable to the people who give the hedgies money. It's not their money. True. How can we start our own ape hedge fund? I mean, you would all have to give money to it wouldn't be feasible. The thing is though that what you have to be careful with is that to not turn into the same people that like we are fighting against right now, the manipulators of the market. That's the real issue. Yeah, those two filings, I'm going to take a look at those. Thanks for bringing those guys up. How can we see any positive price action with the dark pool? Well, with the dark pool and all the manipulation that they've done to the stock, we've still gone from 12 to 77. Precisely. So you said Drew, I said it was potentially gonna happen. Potentially. They actually are working on an NFT. We just don't know exactly what the purpose of it is going to be. And the July 14th date was just a placeholder. So we'll see. Ooh, what was that? Do we ever really need to sell? That's funny. Honest question. I have heard the hedgies are playing both sides of the trade. So when people are saying they are losing millions, they're also making money with their manipulation. Yeah, I mean, the only way that they would be able to play both sides is that if they owned shares and then they were loaning in the AMC situation, if they owned shares and they were loaning them out at ridiculously high borrow fee rates. So they get the upside of the stock because they still own it, but they're also collecting interest on it. That's really the only way that they can play both sides. Vix, you have any plays or hedges for a market correction? Oh boy, do I ever. With everything that I see coming, I think that the delevering in the correction would be, if it's going to come, I think it's going to be Q4 going into the end of the year. We're going to see really what happens with inflation, the reverse repos, the over leveraging. It's all going to have enough time to start to play out. So what I'm going to start to do is look at bond plays. So when we go back to the 10-year treasury, the key level on the 10-year is going to be 1%, I believe. So if this falls below 1%, bad. Now, there's a way that you can play that. You can play TLT calls. So TLT is like the inverse of the 10-year, even though it says the 20-year, which is weird, but that's essentially what it tracks. So when the 10-year treasury goes, interest rate goes down, TLT goes up, and those are really, really profitable trades. VIX calls, VXX, which makes my name awful right now. Short the VIX. It's just a terrible name for the current situation of the market. So the other one would be HYG puts, LQD puts. And then, I mean, you could do SPY puts if you wanted to. It's just going to cost you a bunch of money. So those are what I'm looking at. So the thing is that I've been getting into some AMC options plays. I'm not going to tell you what they are. I don't think I can. So they're like, I'm just going to say they're long dated. That's all I can say about those. What's up, Rogue?
I said you cannot.
No, I know. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but they're long dated.
I don't play options either. I'm just telling you, you can't.
Yeah.
I'm like basically your manager.
Exactly. You are my manager. So then,
I'm like, no.
So then, in order to play maybe an options play that I think could maybe give a higher return than maybe AMC options, I would play the market downturn. So TLT, VXX, HYG, LQD, maybe some SPY puts. The problem is that with those types of plays, your timing needs to be really good. Can you bring up the charts on the different bonds? The one that I really look at is the 10-year. This one right here. So this is economic recovery slowing, showing signs of a downturn. People are worried about, big money is worried about leaving their money in the stock market or other risky investments, and they're piling into government-backed treasuries. Pam says, I just buy shares and hold. Nice, Pam. If our buy orders are being routed to the dark pools and the sell orders are being reflected on the market, how can we ever win? Because, okay, think about margin requirements and margin calls. We went from 8 in May to 77. So definitely some people did get margin called, and some of this was some smaller shorts covering. 100%. Shorts definitely covered throughout this period. Some of them, but not in a wide enough scale to actually cause this run up. So it was a lot of the options. Oh, Mike V, thank you so much for that super. Shout out to everybody sending in those super chats. You guys are awesome. You guys don't have to do that. Thank you. Interesting. Only way we can was the margin call. Whack. Okay, margin call, margin call, margin call. Everybody freaks out when we talk about margin calls. If you have ever traded on a margin account and you have had a margin call, you know what the ways to get rid of it are. And I pulled this up from Vanguard. There's 4 ways. You can deposit securities, you can deposit stock, you can liquidate your position, or you can, like for Vanguard, you can put in like their mutual funds. So it's just getting yourself back up to that maintenance margin. Let's see, Becky, they can reroute the orders anywhere they want. That's true. That's the issue. The underlying issue is the manipulation in the dark pools. That's the underlying issue of all the manipulation. Like me and Rogue and TMI, I was making a joke that like on, I think it was Tuesday, wasn't it? When we saw the big, yeah, it was Tuesday, the day that we saw the big green day. I made the joke that, oh man, somebody pressed the wrong button and accidentally sent orders to the exchange like they're supposed to. Nobody is paying 5,000 a share. That number comes from the top. They know how many shares. Yeah, John, I don't know. I would like to see the proof of that. Because all I've heard right now is really speculation. I want visibility. Yeah, that's really it. We just want a fair market. If buying volume is going to outweigh the selling volume, meaning that more buyers are willing to buy shares at stair-stepping prices, then the stock should go up. If there's more sellers that want to sell their shares, then the stock should go down. That's it. We don't need any of this manipulative BS. The problem is that a lot of this has to do with options. So it's possible that in the future, if this situation is just like a giant blowout of our entire financial markets, what I'm suspecting that they could do is regulate the options market. I have no idea what they would do. Like that would be my speculation, that if they're utilizing options to one kick the can down the road, create these synthetic shares, well, in order to not have that happen, they need to put some regulations in the option market. So that's one of the things that they could do. Bye-bye dark pools is another one. Hi, if I exercise my call option to get shares, will this help hold the line and lessen the amount to borrow? It may not lessen the amount to borrow. If you have share lending turned off, and you exercise your options, it forces the institutions to go out and buy them and create more buying volume on the open market and sell them to you at a lower price. So yeah, it does help with the buying volume, which could then push the share price higher. That's where we see gamma squeezes happen due to all that delta hedging, because they're preparing to have to deliver all of those shares to the people who are holding those options. Like Steve Carell says, the entire market is fraudulent. It is. Some parts of it are more fraudulent than others. Like, I don't really think that Amazon is being aggressively naked shorted and there's failure to delivers piling up on them. But with these specific stocks, yeah, the evidence would suggest that these stocks are heavily manipulated and there's some weird stuff going on that should not be allowed. If their total assets are helping them meet their margin requirements, then we are in trouble. Most of their assets are not liquid. Most of it is locked up. Paul, what happens when the value of those assets decreases due to a market correction? Yeah, Drew, I wouldn't be so sure about that. There's not really a lot of evidence. I would love to see it. We've known about the rerouting of dark pool orders since the very beginning. It's just getting talked about more. Like, we've been talking about this forever.
Wait, you're talking about what are you talking about specifically?
Nothing. I don't want to read it.
No. What you just said
About the evidence in the dark pools, how we've been talking about this for a while?
Yeah, just so everyone's aware, Joshua James has literally been putting out a lot of information over the past months, probably back into April, even before April, right? He's backed off on it since then, but a lot of that information that people are now digging up came from him, just so everyone's aware. So if you
Mhm.
actually look him up on Twitter and you type in something that you may have just thought that someone may have thought that they just figured out, you can look that up on his, because he probably came up with it or
Right.
found it.
Get
So
that man
we've
on the
known about
show. I
this,
don't think we can. He's
bro. This man is literally
he's a
like
ghost.
unreachable.
Yeah, he's a ghost.
Yeah, he's he is unreachable, guys.
Ooh. 1.2 billion shares traded between Citadel and Virtue back in May. One, you don't know if they're being traded between Citadel and Virtue. Those are just the top two players in the over-the-counter non-ATS. What I was going to look at today is what was actually the total volume. Okay, so here's the other thing. When you look at those numbers on FINRA and you see these wild 1.6 billion numbers, that does not mean it's over the whole month. So they're buys and sells. So it's just volume. We don't know if it's like that doesn't prove that there's more shares out there than exist. What it does show us, though, is that they're routing orders to these off-exchange places. That's all it tells us.
Mhm.
Do you think it's possible if we all shareholders do a petition to Adam Aaron to do another share recount? See how. I mean, we just did one back in June. Like the beginning of June was when we did it. Like this is pretty close. I mean, if they want to do another one at the end of the year, they could, but I don't think they're gonna do another one. Like, what is there to vote on?
I know there's the shareholder meeting coming up on 29th. But
Yep. Is it the 27th or the 29th?
the 29th.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's the 29th.
Threshold securities list. Are we on it? I thought there were ridiculously more. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at the threshold list at 9 o'clock when the new information gets updated. So make sure you guys stick around so we can figure out if we're on the threshold list. It doesn't really matter though. It just suggests that there's a lot of naked shorting going on. So every single naked short or synthetic share ends up being a failure to deliver, but not every FTD is a naked short or a synthetic share. But when you actually get on the threshold list, it suggests, because the number of FTDs are so high, that there is some BS going on. The difference of AMC selling all those shares is those shorts were allowed to use those shares to cover shorts. Here's the thing. That document, that wording, I've seen it in some other filings that you can use these shares to cover your shorts. But guess what? You still have to buy them. It's still buying volume. So it's diluting. They might have covered some of their shorts, but again, it's like we still know that there's a lot of wildly high amount of like over leveraging on these shorts. What it could have done is it helped them cover their FTDs, because when the prime broker doesn't meet the locate requirement and they say, yeah, you can then short this amount of shares, but they actually don't have those shares, then that becomes a failure to deliver. And if all of a sudden they have a bunch of shares, then it kind of covers that FTD.
Yeah. There's also some confusion going on around the dark pool, right? You guys, we can't just assume that the dark pool, because there's like literally a dark pool for everything. It's almost like every broker has a dark pool, but not all of them are being abused, right? But the 73% that's from like Market Chameleon, the 73% of all the volume was traded in the dark pool doesn't necessarily mean that one specific dark pool had 73%. It's all of them as a collective, just so everyone's aware.
Right. Yeah, last time we were on the threshold list, nothing happened. True. What happened to the West Christian investigation? Delayed. Yeah, that's no longer
Delayed.
Yeah.
Delayed. Okay.
It's not even in the dark pool. It's in Citadel Connect and Virtue. No, it's also in the dark pool. It's both of them.
Yeah.
Who can prove the synthetics are real? I mean, why is this so tough? Who do we have to speak to? So we can't really prove it unless, like I said earlier, we talk to every single retail and institutional investor and get a real share count, which that would not happen. We would not be able to go to every single 4.1 million shareholders and be like, hey, how many shares do you own? What does suggest that there is weird, like naked shorting and synthetic shares going on, though, is the really high amount of failure to delivers and the fact that we got on that threshold list. When the brokers realize they can't locate loan shares, why don't they just demand them back from the hedge funds? Because they entered into the agreement with the hedge fund that they could short them. You're implying we needed the investigation? No, I'm not.
No, we did
Not
not.
at all. Did not say that at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mulan. Look at Mulan's comment.
I don't see it. Maybe it's delayed. I get them a little bit later than you guys, I think.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like if I come over here and look at the chat, I don't see it.
All right, so basically,
wait, hold on, here it is. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see that. I just kind of saw it and I was like, yeah, that's stupid. I don't really want to deal with all that noise.
Still, at least somebody admitted they were wrong.
Yeah. I'm here for AMC support. That's what we are, Arya. The dark pool jumped over 90% today. There's definitely synthetic shares floating around. Yeah, I mean, the fact that the dark pool volume is so high, but the only thing that proves that there's synthetics or naked shorting going on is the FTDs.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, no, Peter, they can ask for them back if they want to. They can take those shares back at any time. They can be like, yeah, we need the shares back.
Right. And
but
honestly,
here's the thing, though.
If
they do that to a hedge fund and screw them over, do you know who's no longer going to have the hedge fund's business? That spot that they were getting the shares from. They'll just be like, yeah, we're not working with you again. You screwed us over.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not applying that. So here's my kind of thought on the investigation. When you think about it logically, what would be the main point of having that investigation happen? One, to try to punish the people involved who have done something to the market. Now, at this point, a lot of people who have gotten in at the beginning have made a bunch of money so far, unrealized gains. The second thing is that the goal of that lawsuit would be to create a fairer market. So having it now, when it hasn't happened yet, it's like, like he can investigate all he wants. I would love for him to actually investigate, but we don't need to have these lawsuits brung right now. In my opinion, just my opinion, I would actually love him to investigate the situation because he's probably the expert in like prosecuting these types of cases.
I will say though that for the longest time, at least, I'll just speak for the Twitter world. For the longest time, we've all been on the same page that it would make more sense for an investigation to take place after a potential squeeze, because then the hedge funds, they can't afford all their high-end lawyers, so they can't really combat it back, and they also can prove a lot more after said squeeze. And that's pretty much what I've had that same mindset since February.
Right.
And it's not going to change.
Anthony, thank you so much for those super chats, man. I finally got approval from my wife to do super chats again. And then a second one. Oh, finally, this feels so good. Anthony, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, that's great.
Isaiah says, I heard they could suspend investigated securities for like 10 trading days. So here's the thing. Even if they did that, it's suspended. So nothing could really happen. So it's just like a pause button, but that doesn't really matter. What I've seen is that it would only get halted or suspended or any of this other BS if the company involved, like say AMC itself, this is just what I've heard, remember, was actually the one committing the fraud, which I don't think AMC is the fraudulent counterparty. Let's see. The squeeze would literally be Exhibit A in the case. Exactly. Exactly.
But also, people need to understand too that having not a lawsuit, but having an investigation take place isn't going to speed up this process. It's not. It just isn't.
You're right.
If anything, like, what would be the worst that would happen? I don't know, but I don't think anything good would come of that.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I just think, I mean, if he wants to investigate, go for it. But at the same time, it's like, let's
on his
wait it
own
out.
behalf too. On his own behalf, he can
Right.
go investigate.
AMC all talk, no action at all? Where is that? Biotech make tons of money. YouTube get paid from investor. Interesting. Well, here's the thing. We've been talking about the stock and have known about it since I started talking about it on YouTube in March. When you look at the price of AMC in March,
What?
$8.47. We are trading at $37 right now. $36.56 in the after hours. So AMC's made a lot of people a lot of money, but I understand the people that got in after this gamma squeeze. Awesome for joining the community. You took a big step, did the research for yourself, and got in. That's awesome. But what I would suggest to those people is just read everything you can, watch some videos, try to understand naked shorting, failure to delivers, dark pools, and then the theories about how high this could potentially go.
Right.
Aria, thank you so much for the super. Support STV on STVDD. STV is very smart young man. I will hold AMC strong, and I will do anything I can to support AMC. Thank you so much, Aria, for that super. Oh, we have Fluffer in here. It's about to get interesting. Oh, also pushing all the mods in here. Thank you, guys. Hey, bud, how can the hedgies buy back the fake shares if they're not reported and the ones trade over instead of connect? And do you think they can get away with millions of shares? No, because they know what they have on their books, and they do not want to have that massive unrealized loss to show their investors when everything starts to come around. So think about this. Let's say these institutions, we can take a look at the average days on loan for a share. Now, it's not exact for if they've shorted them, but the average days on loan is about 39.3. So that's a long time ago. So a lot of these institutions have a very big unrealized loss on their short position. They're down horrendously.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they could have shorted at the top, lowered their average, but again, they're still down. Stupid question, but do you think the new illness will cause close down AMC again, therefore driving down the prices again? Okay, so I have like a little bit of an explanation for this whole new sickness that could come. I'm trying to avoid hot words because we're already all in YouTube jail. So here's what I would think would play out. One, a sell-off in the market would drain liquidity. So it would cause some shorts to cover because they would no longer have the liquidity that they previously had. And we know that everybody is over leveraged. So that could cause AMC to squeeze. Second thing, this is more of like a worst case scenario. They would short it a lot more. They would short it really aggressively, and some people would sell, and the price would probably take a significant hit. But here's the thing. That just made their problem probably 5 or 10 times worse, because there's going to be a group of investors that know the situation with this, that know that they have been naked shorting this and over shorting this into the ground, and they're just going to hold. So that would just be maybe a little bit of a delay on the situation. But again, the fact remains the same. Have shorts covered? No. Are they still wildly over leveraged? Yes. Could that whole thing cause everything to pop off really quickly? Yeah, it could. But we don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens with that. Yeah, we could pick up more shares if they shorted it more. That's what I do on any red days. See, I wasn't supposed to buy more shares today. I had a certain amount of money that I was going to use to for some more risky plays, but I could not resist this dip today. I just couldn't do it. So I bought some more shares. Sorry. What's up, Fluffer? I believe the squeeze scenario is likelier. Very possible. Both scenarios are likely. I don't know which one's going to happen. I'm just trying to lay out the scenarios that I see playing out in my head. They would be really stupid to drop this thing back down to 30 again. It's going to bounce back up to 50 again if they do. I don't know why. I'm so bad at reading when the chat moves. I don't know why they're doing this if they know we're going to buy the dip. Here's the thing. They still think that if they can push this and delay it as far as they can, that retail investors are going to lose interest, because they're monitoring all of the social media chatter. Don't think they're not. They know exactly. They definitely watch some of our videos. They send out bots. We don't know who the bots are coming from. They see what's going on Twitter and Reddit and everything, and they know that when the stock drops like this, everybody loses their minds and they turn on each other.
This is how invested I am into AMC. This is a burger.
I gotta. What is it? Peanut butter sandwich?
Nope. This is a burger on bread.
There you go.
Burger on bread. That's how invested I am into the stock.
Oh, thank you guys for the supers. Reb Skater. Let's hit the tables at Mohegan tomorrow. I already have 2 sets of plans, I think, that I'm going to do. And I apologize that neither of them are me going to Mohegan. I would actually, I think, be going in. Actually, I would be going kind of close to Mohegan, but no. I am casinoed out after 4th of July weekend. Velvet. What's up, Velvet? Thanks for coming back in. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. After her most recent tweet, should GameStop remove... Oh, God. Velvet, I caught you on that one. I caught that one for myself. You used the same joke. You fool me once, you can't fool me again. Thank you for the super, though. How many people here are routing buys to the exchange? There's probably a decent amount. That information is getting spread. Also, shout out to everybody that is also liking the video. You guys are the reason why we get to do what we do. So thank you all. And to everybody just coming in here and hanging out. You guys are awesome.
No, you're awesome.
No, you're awesome. Interesting. I'm being sent some pretty interesting due diligence right now that we're gonna have to take a look at. And if I can personally verify it, I've been sent this a couple of times. Ooh, we got some good stuff cooking up for tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, thank you so much, Aria. What's up, Sean? How you doing tonight? Rogue, you gotta breathe when you eat. STV can be my brother-in-law since you're my sister's age. I mean, does she have a good personality? Read it now. I don't want to. I haven't verified anything. Anthony, thank you so much for another super. Okay, she left the room. Hi, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, I'm from Connecticut.
Bro, what? Look what Becky wrote.
What did Becky write?
Look what Becky G wrote.
Yeah, somebody was like, "You can be I can be their brother-in-law."
Yeah, I know, but like,
Please don't read it. Don't read what? Oh, Anthony. Oh, did I mess that up for you? My bad, buddy.
oops.
The new filing speaks about naked short selling and liquidity super bullish. Yeah, I'll read that after the stream tonight. I heard it's 370 pages. So we're gonna not have story time with Short the VIX when we read legal filings on stream because I feel like everybody would go home. Oh, Reb Skater, thank you for another super. Send me a DM on Twitter for anyone who wants to hit the tables this weekend. Interesting. I used to live near Watertown. Yeah, that's where Taft is. 5-minute read. I don't know about you, but I cannot read a 300 set. I mean, I could probably figure out the gist of it in like 5 minutes because it's all usually in one section, but I bet this is funny. I bet if I was buying real shares with fake money, I would go to jail. But what about what they are doing? That is a tweet and a half. I would love to tweet that out. Where is that? Handpay J. If you've got a Twitter, buddy, shoot me a DM and I'll credit you with that tweet. That is a good one. Brian, thank you so much for the super. VIX, I have donated to you, but not to Rogue. So this is for Rogue. Love the stream. Keep up the great work. Brian, thank you. I do have to buy Rogue a bottle of something, even though Rogue doesn't drink. That was Donnie's request. So we're making that happen. You should coin tweet and a half. Yeah, I will tweet that. Dude, we learn something new every week with this. Yeah, we do. There's a lot of stuff. Rhode Island says, my plans for tomorrow are golf in the morning, Mohegan with Reb Skater in the afternoon, taking Pam and Becky out to dinner at a movie at AMC. Rhode Island, that sounds like a great time. Velvet. Velvet, see, every single time you do it now, I feel like I know what you're doing. Joking aside, thoughts on blank getting hired at 0.72. I don't think that individual got hired, but if you show me something that does, like a screenshot of the paperwork, then cool. All right. Let's see. Let's do some more AMC, everybody. Somebody says you should go Rogue and do some lives of your own. Rogue's live streams would be electric, and YouTube would come after him.
YouTube would come after me. I do agree with that.
No, Mike V. YouTube takes 30% of that. But that's public info. You could just go look at that. Short the VIX for SEC president 2022.
Boom.
They would be screwed.
Probably never will go live on my channel, guys. I'm just gonna make random appearances on Short the VIX's live and TMI's live for the rest of my time on YouTube.
Yeah, Rogue doesn't even use his YouTube channel. It's such a shame. So will we finally not have a Red Friday maybe? Okay, so here we went through this at the beginning of the video. But here's the thing. First, we have to look at the puts. So if we get to 35, they're going to be shorting the heck out of the stock because that's almost 1 million shares. That's another 800,000. That's another 700,000. So with the deltas the way they are, let's just say if these all went in or close to the money, it's 45% of all of those shares. So that would be like 1.5 million shares that they would be shorting in order to delta hedge those puts. But here's the thing. If the stock starts going up, then they unhedge most likely some of these 38s, 39s, 40s. But when we look at the calls, there's 16,000 contracts at 40. So if we can break above 40 and close there, 40 and 41 are decent. We could get some buying volume here. And when you combine the unhedging of the puts, meaning that they would be buying back the shares that they shorted because they don't need them to cover a lot of those shares anymore, and the buying volume to cover these or a portion of these 40s and the 41s, then that could be a big boost of buying volume towards the middle or end of the day if we see the momentum start to trend to the upside. But again, they could just come in and just knock us down if they wanted to. Let's look. Ooh, it's threshold list time. I saw somebody say no threshold. Let's pull it up for everybody. AMC, not on the threshold list. Here we go. Right here, July 22nd, alphabetical order, nothing. How reliable have Ortex numbers been this week? I mean, we know they're not completely accurate. I look at Ortex as kind of like a baseline for where we're at. It's like, okay, this is the bare minimum of what we're seeing, and it's most likely a lot higher than what Ortex is reporting. But again, it's not Ortex's fault. Hasn't it been off the list for a couple of weeks now? It's been off for about 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks at this point. So let's see. They move brokerage, same old crap. Yeah, probably. Yeah, so what the threshold list is that over a certain period of time, if the amount of failure to delivers persist over a certain amount for a set period of time, you get put on the threshold securities list. And you're supposed to cover the FTDs by 13 settlement days after. And if you can't, you're no longer allowed to short the stock at that brokerage. So what that tells us is when you get on the threshold list, it's like kind of suggesting that there's some shady stuff going on with the stock, because you wouldn't have that many FTDs in a stock in terms of a percentage if there wasn't like naked shorting going on. Like it could be the result of some options that they just couldn't get the shares for. But at the same time, like it wouldn't continue to be on the threshold list. Let's see. The hedgies don't even come close. I know we are headed. Can't wait to meet all of you on the moon. Same here.
Yeah, buddy.
Same stuff, different day. True. Stop dark pool corruption. Yeah, there's also dark pool abuse.
Yeah, buddy. Same stuff, but a different day.
Let's see. So all buys and sells are T+2? Yeah. My brokerage always. Oh yeah, I know Hellbliss. I thought you were talking about the market too, or whoever said that. Yeah. So will we go up, down, and to the right tomorrow? Yes. That's what we'll
I'm
be
gonna
doing.
flip the two. Let's go down then up.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
We should be getting TMI on in a little bit too. Let's see.
Should we? Oh, you know what it is? I think it's because you keep on saying we for everything. So since you keep saying we, people are assuming that I'm part of this. I'm part of your channel.
Oh,
Like,
whoops.
that's all right. We think this is a great.
Wait, are people? What is going on here? Vix, did you see who is on Charles Payne tomorrow? I didn't see who specifically, but I
Well,
did
you
see who's doing
didn't.
like an ape segment. Who's going to be on Charles
Well,
Payne?
you didn't. Do you want me to let you know?
Yeah, who is it?
It's it may or oh wait, no, I'm not gonna say that. It's
Just private chat it, or just say it. I don't know who it is.
it's Stephanie.
Ooh,
Ooh,
interesting.
correct. Mm-hmm.
Matt's Duck Suspenders. Thank you so much for becoming a member.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
His
especially
duck
with everything that's
suspenders.
going on in the dark pools, we might have to get her back on. As long as you people are going to be respectful of her, of what she's saying. You people.
You chatters. You chatters. You.
Let's see. 90% of portfolio in AMC, 10% GME, 100% ape. Nice.
Mine's 99% and then 1%.
There you go. During internet outage today, up to 91% of all trades went to the dark pools on the minute-by-minute tracker per FINRA. Yeah, I saw that. That was ridiculous.
So it was only during that that time though. It wasn't the entire day that 91% was going to the dark pool, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you.
I think so. Anthony, do you not want me to say your name now?
Bro, you just said Anthony.
Thank you for the super man
Just said
members. Okay.
Anthony.
Oh, thank you for all you guys becoming members. Yeah, once TMI and I start getting this out there, you guys are gonna get all of the information first on how to join what we're doing, where you're gonna be able to see all of the new content that we're putting out. So thank you guys.
This yeah, that we're putting out.
Yeah, you're part of it. You're the
Yeah, I guess I
facilitator.
am. I guess I am.
Is this psychological war surpassing MK? Oh, I feel like that's a hot
Someone
word.
wants me to say their name, and I don't know if I should.
Where is it? Oh,
You want me to make his day real quick?
oh, it kicked you, Anthony? That's wild.
All right, I'll just say it
Yeah,
since
if
you
you
said
guys
nothing.
you guys get like a special bowl next to your name, but if you're on dark mode, you can't see it. See, I use light mode for everything, but if you guys are using dark mode, you can't see the bowl. So I don't really know
Nipple,
what to do. I think I have to make it yellow or green to make it make sense to everybody. I'd have to change that.
nipple crippler.
Did I watch Wrench Capital's video on dark pool abuse? I have not. Vix, get your own emojis. I would have
What
to do
would
that.
be your emoji?
A bowl. I feel like it's just a bowl.
I feel like that's what we went with.
Or it's just
Right?
volatility. So it's just a chart that's just going like rehypothecation has to stop. All our problems solved. Also, is it true on margin accounts in Webull they are lending our shares? Only if you don't turn share lending off.
Right. If you turn share lending off, then they can't. And also, again, only if you are on margin.
Right.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, margin's dangerous, guys. Either way, margin's dangerous. If you want to do some like credit spreads, debit spreads, and some other strategies, then yeah, you need a margin account. But for me personally, with AMC, I just need to be able to buy some options and just buy and hold. So margin account is useless to me, and I don't want them messing with my positions at all. Abraham Lincoln, thank you so much for the super. Thank you for all the info. I wake up to TMI, then Andrew, Mo, and Matt at Open. STV is my after work listen. AMC on 24/7. Hodl since January and not leaving. Abraham Lincoln, thank you so much.
Look at that. You got
William
Matt's
says,
duck
I'm here to fish
suspenders
for
in there.
shoutouts. Hit the DD. That's duck suspenders. Oh, brother. Quack, quack. You guys are awesome. Let's see. It's worth a watch. Yeah, I'll watch that later after I read that 370-page document that you guys want me to read. I mean, I'm going to
You're
read it
doing a
anyway.
what now?
So, yeah, that
You're reading
document,
a 370-page.
the new filing.
There's a new filing.
SCV, you thinking about buying $40 calls tomorrow if it dips? I mean, I'm not buying calls that expire tomorrow. So, I mean, you can do whatever you want with your money. I'm just not, I'm going to err on the side of caution that is going to say, hey, don't tell anybody what you're buying right now in this situation. It's like, it's not, like I've told you the things that I'm looking at, like the different like ETFs or stocks that I'm looking at to play. And like the basics of what my AMC option strategy is. It's just long dated options. Not ones that expire tomorrow, but for a future expiration date. I mean, you could. Yeah, it's really up to you. Nip. Can you create
Wait,
a
hold
hub for all
on.
these filings people can access, assuming we are all idiots? I mean, I'm gonna be if it's like actually like relevant, I'll be talking about it. But there's not been like a lot of rule filings that have come out lately that are like super relevant.
How come you didn't say his full name?
Oh, because I just didn't want to. Yeah, no. The senators and stuff and representatives, they might, but again, you're then going into the political arena where you're literally just going to have a process that's going to get drawn out and it's like political BS that's just going to happen on both sides. Let's see. I played with some options a couple of weeks ago and have some lovely contracts at 70 expiring tomorrow. Market will give me 10 cents. Great deal. Oof, that's a tough one. Oh, hell bliss. I'm really not. I just have to be on here. Page 4, save hours. J Angle, thank you.
Wait, what's above J angle? What does that say?
Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I disagree. There's dozens of rule filings that are absolutely relevant to the current situation. Well, there are. I just haven't seen anyone's pop up that are really wild as of recently. And when you think about it, with what everybody was expecting to happen with the proposed rule changes, how much have they done for us? Like they're working behind the scenes for sure. Like NSCC 002 could be draining liquidity as we speak, but we have not really seen the direct effects of these rule changes yet.
Right.
Let's see. Rule changes only relevant if they're enforced. Very true. The one that I'm most excited about coming up now is the FINRA 2119, I'm pretty sure. And that's the short interest reporting rule where they're going to revise it, where synthetic positions have to be reported, where you sell the call, buy the put, and create the synthetic share. That one could be really good. But again, I don't know how they're going to enforce that. Like, how are they just going to find out without like an audit that you're doing that? AMC has me looking online at random sports cars I can't afford. That's funny. Yeah, but I agree. No enforcement doesn't matter. Very true. Yeah, so like it's hard, like I don't want to hype them up. Are you and TMI coming out with a website with a paywall? No. We are not. Do you know if GameStop will start issuing a dividend? We don't know. What we think, we honestly don't know. We have heard the rumors, we've seen the NFT website, but we don't know how it's going to get distributed and what it's actually going to be yet. Um, my mama done told me to bring home a rabbit, but I bought $500 more of AMC. It looks like shoe boiled leather again. What?
I
Uh,
think that means that he is going to eat his shoes instead because he didn't bring the rabbit home.
Interesting. Did anyone watch Trade Spotting today? No, but we talked to Trade Spotting today. We've got a good video. Okay, we've got a good video coming out. It's me and TMI, and then Houston and Trade Spotting.
Boom. Huge knowledge drop right there.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
wait to
this is
see it.
live, Grizzly. STV's babysitter is back. That's funny.
Yo, are we going through this 300-page document later?
No, I'm going to bed early tonight. I'm tired. I woke up super early today.
So tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll look at it tomorrow. Jeff Rockwell, thank you so much for the super. Thank you guys for all the supers you guys send in. And then thank you to everybody that's dropping likes on the video. You guys are helping out a whole lot. And thanks to all you guys that are just coming out and hanging out in the live chat at night. So Jeff says, I'll need you to say this. Great question, Jeff Rockwell. Shout out to Jeff Rockwell. Lastly, nipple. Uh-oh, Sean. Be careful there, buddy. I heard some of you, Houston, Kringle, and TMI on the way home from work. Solid work. When's the trade spotting thing coming on? I think Saturday's when we're gonna do it. I think I'm not positive. TMI. I think we're either gonna break it up. We're gonna do part one on his channel, part two on my channel, or we're gonna do like a shortened version on TMI's channel. So I think Saturday is when it'll be released, but we're just gonna have to figure it out. Yeah, absolutely. Still vote. Check your email. Voting is still very important. You have the right to vote. You might as well make your voice heard. I don't personally care how you vote, just that you do vote. Oh, thank you, Moser. First time here. I like the atmosphere. Great job, guys. Awesome. Thank you. Let's see. For everything, let's get it passed so there's no more FUD. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why is this being sent to me?
I don't know.
Good point.
Dun, dun, dun. Rogue, I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick. Oh, hold up. Matt's duck suspenders. Thank you so much for that. Really big Superman. You guys make my eve. Thanks for all you do. All of you and Matt and Trey have made me six figures. Wow. Thank you forever. Awesome, Matt's duck suspenders. Glad we could help spread some good information. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick and then I will be right back. Rogue, you got it?
Yep, it's the rogue
Alrighty.
takeover.
Alrighty.
All right. What you guys got? What you want to know? You want to know how effed they are? Who's Gary Gensler? He's the chairman of the SEC. All right, that's all the time we have. Yeah, that's awesome, Matt Suspenders. That's dope. Hey, Mr. Diamond Hands, just so you're aware, that's financial advice. And if someone comes back into this stream in particular and finds that and then tracks you down, I mean, I won't go any further, but maybe you shouldn't give financial advice. Just saying, seriously. I'm looking out for you. If I were you, I'd delete the comment. uh, hmm. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, this is the Rogue Show. Yeah. And Mama told me when I was young. I don't see any questions. Well, STV will be right back after these messages. July 29th. Yeah, that's the shareholder. No, not the shareholder. That's the No, it is. It's the shareholder meeting. I'm correct. Yep. It's been that way the entire time. Tyler Gallant, Rogue, chicken fingers or yeah, chicken fingers. You already know it. Chicken tendies. You already know. What we got? I don't see you guys any. I got nothing. Listen, I don't do TA. I'm not gonna like stare at a chart and act like I know what's there. So if you guys got any questions in regards to AMC, let me know. Rogue One that came up. What are you talking about? What? Bro, Matt does so much. Everyone that is on YouTube, everyone that's on Twitter, everyone plays a role, guys. And honestly, I'm just going to tell you how it is. After this is over and everyone has made the play, right? How many of you are going to forget about all these people that that helped make it happen, or they didn't help it make it happen, but they helped put the spotlight on it? You know, that's my point. Just appreciate what you got right now, because I mean, they are doing everything in their power that they can, including myself, to put out information to help all of you understand what is going on, just so that way you're not in the dark. You know, so I appreciate every single person that actually does that.
And we're back.
And we're
What's up,
back.
buddy?
Not much, you know. I think I just went on a rant. I didn't swear though.
There you go.
So.
Where did STV's potty break? Did that account show up? Because that would have been perfect.
Bro, I don't even know, honestly. I think I got lost in my own thoughts.
Gotcha. It is also 2 minutes until power
this.
half hour, so let's get it going.
Perfect. Yeah, just don't rewind this, and don't watch it back.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. I'm just saying, don't do it.
Did you say any hot words, Rogue?
No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything bad. No, I just straight up just said the truth. Sean. Always.
I heard Citadel could legally naked short. Is this true? Well, market makers can do a version of naked shorting legally as part of their like hedging and like liquidity risk management. So they can, but it's like short lived, and it's not what the terrible naked shorting that we're all worried about.
Terrible.
If AMC did a reverse stock split, would that help?
Well, I mean, for one, that the stock split is not even in question. It's not
Yeah.
happening. None of that is on Adam Aaron's mind. He already said that in I think the second interview with Trey, and he made that clear, very clear. And honestly, that man has literally like went out of his way on Twitter to like dispel FUD and literally
Right.
used FUD and
Right.
misinformation. It's great. It's good.
If you have a cash account, your shares are automatically protected from share lending. Daniel, technically they're supposed to be, but there are cases where they do lend out shares in cash accounts. Like I've seen it in mine, which is weird. Like before everything, then they're not really supposed to do that. But you just have to turn off share lending at whatever brokerage you're at. Maybe you have to call them, but there'll be like, or just go to Google, be like, how to turn off share lending at X brokerage.
Bro, I literally like so this is funny. I had a call with Fidelity and I talked to them and I was like, "Hey, I don't want my shares lent out." And he's like, "Are you on a margin account?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, he's like, I don't get the question."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "So can they lend out? Can you lend out my shares?" And he's like, "No, that's only on a margin account." I'm like, so you promise that they won't lend
Yeah.
out
They
my shares?
shouldn't be able to, but there are
It's
cases
like,
of it happening.
yes. And that's it. That's the end
Does
of
Cash
that.
App do share lending? I have no idea what Cash App does. Yeah, me too. Matt's high C juicy. Oh God, I'm gonna call it Juice Box.
That's funny.
Oh God. Yeah, I've seen it done in mine too. Oh God, that account name is wild.
Does Matt actually have a high C juice box?
No, I don't think so, but that's not what it says. Do a backflip, Vix? You do a backflip. Let's see. All right, it is power half hour now, so let's do it. Do they have to let you know when or if they lend them out? It's kind of hidden. Like you can't really see if they're lent out. You'd have to like look into your statements and see if you received like interest payments, and you'd be like, well, why am I receiving interest payments? I'm not lending my shares, but they have lent your shares.
Noise. Noise. All right, let's get them. It's power half hour. Let's get all the crazy comments and go.
Where's what's her name?
I don't know. So see, there's no more reason anymore. We've thrown the reason and thought out the window. We're just gonna read the
Yeah,
power
well,
hour.
Tyler's in here. Tyler always makes
Power
me
half
say
hour.
some wild stuff by accident.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Let's see if they
I'm
get
not sure if
to
it's the
get you
right
to do it
Tyler
again.
though.
Is it Tyler Gallant?
Short the potty breaks. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
He tried getting me to say something.
Do I have any limit?
Yes.
Sean, what do you think?
Actually, I have a question for you.
Me?
Short the Vix. Yeah. So, do you like chicken fingers or fish sticks?
Better?
Yeah. Which one?
Chicken fingers, way better.
But do you like fish sticks?
They're all right. I know. I feel like I have an idea where this is going, and I don't want to.
I won't go any further. I'm sorry. Oh, jeez.
What are you talking about, bro? Mr. Diamond Hands. I feel like you've come in here and done this before. We've been talking about AMC for 2 hours. Learning. Oh, interesting. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna try to have learning. Me and Team are just gonna try to get learning on here too. One of these days.
Very possible. But yeah.
Becky, who?
Yeah, who? Who is him?
Becky, who?
I'm him and he's me.
Yeah, learning is awesome. Whenever like
Oh
learning
yeah.
or Kringle, whenever they start talking, it's just like, hey, everybody, shut up and listen.
Yep. It is time for a knowledgeable lesson.
Any idea why
You're
the
about to
volume's
learn
so low
something.
today? I mean, 93 million's not like terribly low.
Oh,
What was the day before though?
I thought it went up to like 130.
157, 93. Yeah, we literally could just add all of these up for May or April. I'm gonna have to do that one of these days so everybody stops freaking out about FINRA.
Yeah. Sean Harrington, I was a 12 November. A freaking what is it? Oh, I just drew a blank. A heavy equipment operator.
Let's see.
And
My friend
Rogue
confirmed
did
that in his
not.
opinion, the majority of dark pool activity is done to hide the name of the firm executing the trades as opposed to being done to avoid a large price move. Yeah, that's possible too, because you can like see what if you could like see what other people are doing, you could take the opposite side of the trade and mess with them. Like there's a lot of things that these institutions do that we're not seeing. It's like retail's caught in the middle of a big game between the hedge funds and how much money that they can make. Tyler, thank you so much for the super, the masked investor, short the VIX, rogue the legacy. You're both named after TMI. He's not your roommate. Is he your dad?
No.
That's
No,
funny. I get what you're saying there. That how his is the and then my middle name's the. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
he is.
our middle name. The stage names.
Yeah.
And my name was just random. I had like from my Xbox days. That's what I went with. Rogue. It was like it was a bunch of different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like Rogue Mercenary. Hey, what's up? What's up, Chair? How you doing, Chair? Oh, that's
Who is
messed
it?
up. I was just saying hi to your chair.
Oh,
It's been a while. Ugh. But yeah, that's where my name comes from. It has no other meaning behind it, guys. It's because I go rogue. That's
you
what
do go
I
rogue.
did. I go rogue when I was on Xbox.
It is power half hour.
This is correct. I haven't played Xbox literally since what is it? Since this start of this, since like I want to say February. But let's see. All right. Who is this Diamond Hands guy?
Serious question. Why do you suppose the hedge funds go through so much trouble to do all of this dubious nonsense? Why not just do traditional hedge fund things to make money the easier way? Because a lot of these funds have so much money that they can decide to manipulate the stock. Now they've just gotten caught in this position that they essentially were like running the numbers. They didn't realize that we as retail investors who individually like learned about everything and decided to invest, we're gonna figure out like everything that was going on and essentially know that, okay, well, if we just buy and hold and they keep shorting and we keep buying the shares, they're just digging themselves into a deeper hole until they like get margin, like they run out of money to fulfill margin calls or they get forcefully liquidated of their short positions. So they're just kind of caught in this position now. They didn't think that we would get here. Like we're not supposed to be here. Like I don't think there's ever really been a time in history where retail investors have actually been able to go up against large institutions and have a chance.
There you go. Enough is enough. Rogue has put the hammer down.
Ooh. Rogue's out here banning people.
Someone.
Vix's Discord would be hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah,
So TMI
someone.
are having a joint Discord. I'm gonna have TMI make a like a fun section. I think he's got one, like a miscellaneous one. Yeah, we would have a good time in there.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, what would you not do for 100 million? The last time we had a red Wednesday and red Thursday, Friday was green. Others were green Tuesday and Thursday, red the rest. Yeah, you can't really go off it by like that trend. TMI has everyone in a private room. I don't know. What
Tyler
is
Gallant.
LDS? I don't know what that is.
We know Tyler. Tyler Gallant. We know.
Oh yeah, Tyler, you're good, man.
You're all good. We
No,
appreciate
Tyler, you're
you.
funny. I like it's funny when I get caught saying funny things that I don't realize. Like I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, guys, honestly, I gotta say it. This is probably one of the worst power half hours.
Yeah, you guys are like we don't have TMI to start all the wild stuff. We have
That's what it is.
yeah.
You found the
Nobody's saying anything
problem.
crazy, which is fine. Like we don't need
Yeah.
to be saying wild stuff if you don't want to. There's a little I won't do for that amount. Oh, Becky. Let's see. Oh, I'm not Mormon now.
Ooh. God.
Let's see. I already said nipple. Gio, that was out of left field. Thoughts on the DNS outage today and the correlation with excessive dark pool volume? I think that was opportunistic. I honestly think that's what it was. They were trying to execute trades and they just went to the dark pool because they could. Oh, Houston, you're good. Like I have to be like I can't say crazy things on here. Hopefully nobody here is invested in Sam Adams. Are they struggling? Okay, we're ramping up. Oh, here it comes. Tyler, thank you so much for the super. What's the difference between a chickpea and a potato? I've never had a potato on my face before. Tyler's got jokes tonight. Tyler's got jokes. All right. Well, that was hilarious.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. In order to complete the parabolic arc. Okay. Well, I can't tell everybody to go out and buy one share. That's not allowed.
Yep.
Later, Isaiah. Oh, God. Sean's got a joke. This is going to be bad.
In order to complete the parabolic arc, first you must commit this crime.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
That's funny. In order to witness the parabolic arc, you have to commit a crime.
What?
See, Sean, I know that joke. I know that one.
What's the difference, though?
No, stop.
But what's it?
Hold on. I'll send it to you.
Oh, he's gonna tell it in the chat. I already know.
Oh, fuck.
Come on, he's gonna say it in the chat.
Nah, he is gonna. That's duck suspenders. Can you? I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can. I YOLO Chipotle after last night. I YOLO Chipotle every other lunch. Tell us all the stuff you want to tell us, but you can't because it's not allowed. No, I will not. I
No.
refuse. What did Jim Cramer and Chipotle have in common? I don't know.
If anyone wants to add me on Xbox, it's the same name, guys. But I'm
Got
telling you, I
my.
haven't played in a while. And I probably aren't going to play in a while.
We need a huge push tomorrow to at least get us back in the 40s. Yeah, if we see a rip in the morning, we're going to see. It's like whichever direction it starts, there's going to be momentum. So look here, the 16,000 options contracts right here, and then at the 40, and then 9,000 at the 41. So if we start moving in the upward direction, we could potentially see some delta hedging, and we switch from the puts too. There's a bunch of puts that could potentially get unhedged for, and when you delta hedge a put, you have to short it. So undoing that would be covering that short. So it's like double buying volume that could get pushed in. Oh, good night, Pam. Vix's or Sean's love child. Interesting.
The later the night, the wilder the chat.
I guess so. We got like 15-ish
That's
minutes.
my version of the bigger the dip, the bigger the rip.
Where did you guys learn this stuff? We just learned. I don't know. I just kind of learned it. It's
Honestly,
I don't know, just through like researching stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been learning since I was like 14.
For me personally, after I saw what happened in January, I just was. I don't know. I felt like I was drawn to it, and I wanted to find out everything because it didn't sit right with me, and here we are.
Oh, Matt's Duck Suspenders says everyone buy one share of AMC and one share of GME, not financial advice. Interesting. Interesting.
I think he meant to say if everyone buys one share of AMC and GME, that'd be pretty cool. I think that's
thank you for the super though, Matt's Duck Suspenders.
Nah, it's dope. Not financial advice though. You should have that on your stream. You know how TMI has his?
I should just wear the shirt.
Yeah, just wear it every day.
Is it down here? I thought
Did you have it?
Maybe it's upstairs. Oh, it's right here. Hold up.
Hold on now.
My chair is on it.
This is not a preview to your OnlyFans.
No, it's not. Look at this right here, guys. Hold on, I gotta make sure you can see it. Not financial advice.
That's nice.
Chipotle is just a bougie Taco Bell, an underrated What?
What?
Sean Harrington? I can't believe you would speak that way of Chipotle. You're just wrong. Like I can't like you're literally you're wrong. Moe's is just like Chipotle, but like 50% of the quality. And Chipotle is like the Chick-fil-A of fast food Mexican. That's just what it is. Like that you can't.
I think I'm gonna drop and do 20 push-ups right now for no reason. Absolutely.
Why would you do that?
No, for no absolute reason. I'm just gonna do 20 push-ups.
Hold up. All right, Rogue is busting out push-ups. What are you guys doing in here? Baja is amazing too. Is that Baja fresh? Like I've been there once. How often can share counts happen? I mean, I'm pretty sure they can do one anytime they need to vote. So they could just keep having votes if they wanted to. I mean, I'm pretty sure they could do it like once a quarter if they want to do a shareholder meeting per quarter and they wanted things to vote. Mike V, she might have. Isaiah says, slow down, Rogue, let it burn.
Let it burn. No.
Freebirds is a lot better than Chipotle. I haven't had it, so I don't know, but Chipotle is pretty fire.
Me slowing down is still going to be doing the same amount of push-ups, just in a longer time.
Short interest is at like 14 something. 14 point. It changed again. Yeah, Becky, I do. The short. Okay, so this is the second night in a row when we've been on stream after hours, after the market closes, after hours is done, and the short interest changes. They must be just getting new data in that came in at the end of the day. So somehow short interest went down again, and they had 8.5 million return shares, 8.08 borrowed. Oh, I'll come to Texas. If it's that low, I'm concerned. I mean, remember, they can manipulate our data. Like, we know that they're shorting the heck out of the stock because we wouldn't be seeing this price action.
Did you see what M. Height wrote?
I thought I did.
Ooh, I know. I'm so smart.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I mean, we're just trying to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Texas just they're not getting their data from the entire market. And even if they did, they weren't pushing. Why'd you time them out?
We gotta time it out.
SV, do you remember when Stephanie said they would delay the orders to the end of the day? Yeah, I think that has to do with how the orders are actually executed and filled. So if the full order isn't filled, it'll just go into the next day or at the end of the day. So you could be seeing orders from yesterday come in today, if that makes sense, because the whole order wasn't filled.
Is there a way to untime out people?
I think it's just a timing thing.
But is there like a way if one of the mods did it, that specific mod? Hey, I'm gonna test something out on one of you. Just
No, do not.
Someone say something crazy.
Yeah, they know the community is obsessed with Ortex numbers. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if they watch any of us and they hear, yeah, here's like the baseline. We know it can get easily manipulated. The short interest is self-reported. The fines for underreporting it are nothing, and they're only getting the data from 85% of the market. It's like we know, like we're not stupid. Like if I see the Ortex short interest go down, it's not gonna make me think anything differently. It's like, oh, they're messing with it. Like if we were seeing the short interest drastically decrease and we also saw the stock ripping, then I'd be like, oh, maybe something's happening. But we've seen the stock continuously go down. And these numbers are supposed to be from Tuesday when we ripped. So how did the short interest only go down 0.43% on a day when we went up 25%? Like like the data that we're getting is just not accurate, and it's too bad. Rhode Island, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh boy, why did this sperm cross the road? Because I put the wrong sock on this morning. Love you all. Good night, sweet dreams. Bye. Hodel, Diamond Hands, Moon, Rocket, etc. Awesome, Rhode Island. Thanks for coming in.
Heck yeah.
All right, let's look here. All right. Okay, let's see if Ortex switched again. Negative
Oh
0.43.
hell no. Okay, Mike.
I didn't do it.
Okay, I got you.
Mike V,
Don't
we got like
you know?
6 minutes left, buddy. No, 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 don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not ban Mike V. It's more than what's reported for sure. Yeah, 100%. I mean, when you hear Wes Christian talk, he's like, yeah, when you look at short interest anywhere, you should assume that it's 150 to 200% higher than it is being listed at. But that's just in like a normal scenario. Like this is a stock that is most likely wildly overshorted. So it could be way higher. Vix, when do you go back to school? End of August. I'll still be doing this though. I'm just gonna be miserable because I'll have to do school. FINRA won't update weekly on AMC dark pool data, but they are on all other stocks. I mean, it's a 2-week delay usually. Eh. And can he do fingertip? No, college. I'm old, guys. I'm elderly.
Okay, Geo.
Yep. Aaron, where do you go to school, buddy? Let's see. Who bought at 72? I mean, I think I was buying in the 60s, 100%. I probably bought in the 70s too. I'd have to look though. Vix, every time you say the word short, Rogue should do 10 push-ups. Short, 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 short. No, I'm kidding. Oh, you went back? He's going nuts on the push-ups tonight. Barely legal? Nah, I'm 22. Matt C. I go to UConn. I'm not sure what Matt C is. MATC? I'm not sure what that is, Aaron. Now they're just instructing Rogue to do certain push-ups. I bought in around 10, but average up buying at 60. Yeah, do what you got to do. Rogue is the AMC Hulk.
All right. Well, whoever just said the elevated push-up. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, UConn football is terrible. People go to the tailgates and then just don't go to the game. LB, nice to meet you too. My average is currently at 1269. Nice. That's funny. Love your vid. Please explain that another way to short sell is to sell a single stock future, which is equivalent to naked short selling. No shares are borrowed. However, it's a contract. That's why. Oh boy. Boom, boom. TMI's here.
Boom, boom. Candles in the building. How you handling there, buddy? You alright?
Yeah, we're doing good.
Just saw Rogue just dropping it down like it's hot.
He's going for it tonight.
I like it. I like it. How many is that?
Doing a lot. He's been doing a lot.
My
We got 1
goodness.
minute left, TMI. What do you want to tell the crowd?
What do I want to tell the crowd? I'm just here to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I just did 90. Maybe I should do 10 more.
Shout out to Sean Harrington. Sean Harrington, he's doing good work out here. Married to a vet. I think he said a Navy vet. Got kids
There
at
we go.
home. One or a couple of the kids are autistic. I have nephews, triplets, and one of them's autistic. So I'm just kind of figuring out how that process works. So shout out to him. A lot to deal with, and no, a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, I used to work at a special needs day camp. That was the best.
TMI is wearing my.
Dude, that was the most that was the best job I ever had. Caddying was miserable, but the day camp was awesome.
Yeah, I remember you said you're gonna. Oh, Air Force active duty. There we go. There we go.
Nice.
I remember you said you're gonna give back. Oh, you wanted to figure out how, if you could give back after the MOAS.
Yes.
Yeah, that's honorable. That's some dope stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. You know what? Maybe that's your charity for the fantasy football league.
Oh, that would be a really good one.
There you go. That could be your charity. So if you win, that could be the charity where the money goes.
That would be
So I'll
perfect.
do. I'm gonna do 10 more diamonds to end the show.
I
Yeah,
hope you.
we are at 10, so we are gonna wind it down.
All right, all right. You want to get a little crazy last second? I don't know how crazy things are. Is it like a kind of chill power half hour, or is it
It's been
wild?
very chill recently. We like kind of mix it in, but I'll see like an AMC question and I'll hop into it.
Gotcha.
Also, short interest changed again. I told you about that,
I'm
right?
Yeah, I just finished making a video just now, and I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. It's weird.
Ah, shoot, I'm missing some messages here. Am I drinking right now? Right now, I got a little smoothie here, a little takeout smoothie.
There you go. What'd you get in it?
I got
Mangoes and avocado?
strawberries, banana,
You
and
got a
mangoes.
smoothie?
Smoothies with some tapioca. You guys know what
What about
tapioca?
avocado? You got avocado in?
Definitely not.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming into the stream tonight. I might be doing one tomorrow, might not. We'll see. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing a video tomorrow. TMI is gonna be live streaming again, as he does. He's crushing it. So if you guys aren't
Nonstop.
on TMI's live streams already, the Masked Investor on YouTube.
And if you guys are back here, well, if Short the Vic is back here tomorrow, I promise I will be here mad early. By mad early, I mean like moderately late.
Matt Hatter says, just started watching all three of you. Y'all are dope. Rogue, nice half refs.
Can
Thank you
y'all
for
can
the
y'all
super Matt
listen?
Hatter.
Can you guys drop some swords in the chat if you guys would watch Rogue's YouTube channel if he were to post more often or more consistently? Like, can we get some swords dropped in the chat so we can see that there would be a community there?
There's no point.
There's a little delay. Let's see when it comes in.
I hop on these. I hop on your guys' streams. I'm a guest. That is my role.
Oh, and it starts.
Oh, there's one.
Look at this. Mike V's dropping avocados.
Oh, Rhode Island says, guys, I left and felt like a quitter, came back in TMI.
I got your email, Rhode Island. I got your email. I just read it. I'm gonna give it a go tomorrow. Freestyle. We'll see what happens.
Oh, there's a lot of swords, Rogue.
And peaches. Uh-oh.
And other things. Zebra.
And other things.
All right, guys.
Actually, I do have a video. I was just waiting for a possibly a new intro.